They said it couldn't happen. They said you would never see him again. They said Ethan Artis MC had quit YouTube. Well, they can stop talking because that is so untrue. In fact, today I'm going to teach you the basics of Redstone. Now, I know there are a lot of Redstone tutorials out there, but I find them kind of difficult because they're not told well. So, I thought I'd take my own spin on it. Welcome to Ethan Artis MC's Understanding Redstone. Oh, and by the way, thank you for 30 subscribers. It means a lot to me. Okay, let's get started. Grab our red shulker box, put on our armor because it looks cool. And let's find the red wool, which is right over there. Let's pull out our redstone then. I mean, this is about redstone. So, redstone, when powered, gives off 15 levels of power until it runs out and needs to be repowered. Now, some of you, actually probably a lot of you already know this, but for the ones who don't, we might as well tell them. So, at any level of redstone, things are powered. For example, if we were to put that even more out, we see that that's not powered. So this is the final level of redstone power. That's the 15th level, the lowest level, and it's still powering this piston. So, you know, that's kind of useful to know. Can't really think of anything that would apply for that, but I'm sure other people do. To repower redstone, you're going to need a redstone repeater, which looks like that. That arrow, where I'm putting my crosshair, that arrow shows what way it's going. So, let's break this and put this here. Now it's giving out full input. It recharged it. However, now it's a tick behind the rest. That's literally what it's called. It's called a redstone tick. That means it's just a tiny bit slower. If we right click this, it's now 2 ticks slower. 3 and 4 and 1 tick slower. And it just loops like that. That's useful for delaying things. So if you wanted things to come down, like let's imagine there was a piston here. Actually, let's put a piston here. And if we wanted this one to go first, then we'd have a repeater to the next one that would make it go after this, etc., 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 and etc. Let me show you exactly how that works in case you don't get it. Let's put a redstone repeater here. And now let me show you the way it normally works when you turn them on and off. They all move at the same time. When we move it back 1 tick, it's a very small, subtle, but if you're looking for it, you can see it difference. Could you see it? If we move this back to 4 ticks, it's rather slow. By the way, these boxes say YouTube, just in case you were wondering. But they can be used to delay things, which allows for timing to exist. And that's how you see those fancy redstone clocks. Let's put our stuff back. And the next box is the green box. Those boxes contain our items. So let me go find that green box. Oh, there it is! Yay! Sorry, had to cough. I'm a bit sick. Let's pull out more redstone. Yay! You're gonna see lots of that. So, there are several ways to trigger input. This is a tripwire with string connecting them, so like that. And then if we walk on it, it triggers it almost immediately. You could, of course, add repeaters and make it a bit slower. Or you can make it last a bit longer. Well, it will still be a little bit slower. You can use these pressure plates to also do the same thing. Now, you can also open trap doors and doors like that, but you need the input going to the door. As you can see here, there's redstone running right along it, but it's not pointed at the trapdoor. When we point redstone dust at the trapdoor, it opens. Same with doors and every kind of thing. Okay, let's put this back. Next up, we have the yellow box. Okay, now it's time to show you how redstone gets through things. So, over here we have, this is how redstone can go up / down. It's all in perspective. Now, you can put a block here and have that as the floor, but you can't put it here because that blocks it. You can't connect something without a little drilled hole in there, but that doesn't exist in Minecraft, so you can't do that. However, certain things can, and I'm not quite sure why. Glass and other transparent blocks, glowstone counts as a transparent block. I don't know why, but it does. But glass and other things like that, it'll let it straight on down / up. Same with slabs. So you can use that to allow stuff to go through. Now, redstone can travel through blocks like that. So it allows you to make circuits a little more compact. However, there are certain ways redstone cannot travel through. You can't put redstone dust on top, flick this lever, and expect it to go through to the bottom. Whoops, I didn't quite show that right, so. Because there was grass covering it, and that may have raised your suspicions. But now you can see it doesn't go through like that. However, what it does do is, like this where the button's directly on top of it, if you have something like that, then it'll power both. So you can use that, or you can just have it on the top, pointing like that. And it doesn't even matter, it's the same way with obsidian. It doesn't matter the type of block, the same physics still apply. Except on those transparent blocks, which it cannot be placed on. You cannot place redstone dust on transparent blocks. For example, oh, can't put redstone there. No matter how hard I click. Again, same thing here. You'll still go through no matter what. Guess we can get rid of these now. Well, might need these two things. Next up, I'm going to show you how things pass through. If you do that, it won't pass through. It's not getting to the other side. Power will not go through. However, if you have it start right here, if you have the input right here and then redstone dust on the other side, that's when it'll go through. So, quick little tip, and that allows you to do like wall switches and stuff, which is honestly pretty cool. It's really useful, and it looks like a modern house. Yay! Let's put the rest of our stuff back. Okay, next thing. So here's how to make it pass through, even if you need this kind of input. If you need it to look like this, but you need it to be powered on the other side, here's how to do it. Now, unfortunately, this means you're creating Oh, I can't remember off the top of my head now. I think it's called an AND gate. But it swaps the input. So this is also how you create something that when you power it, you get the opposite of that. Now if you still need the input to keep on going, then you do another one of those where, just like that, you have it keep on going through. It's off over there, it's off over here. Okay, next thing. Same rules apply for obsidian and every other type of material, except for trying to get stuff through glowstone and other transparent blocks. For example, you can't place redstone torches on them, so that gate is not created. So it doesn't work. Let's put this back in. I think you got the idea at this point. Next up, we have the observer block. The observer block looks like that. So let's grab our stuff. And this is what an observer block looks like. This is where the output comes from. This is where that face just sits for hours and hours looking for differences. Differences can mean placing a block. Now when that piston comes up, that means a block update has been detected. This is called a BUD, B-U-D, as in block update detector. Used to, you had to create fancy circuits, but now with this one block, circuits will now be a whole lot smaller. And that's when it detected an update and threw out some redstone. It's really simple, and it's really good, and it'll even detect changes in the level of redstone input, like if it's off, if it switches from off to on, you'll notice it. That allows for like quick pulse things. So this kind of acts like a repeater, but it's more block based. It takes longer because it's moving through. So you can time things like that. And also, I discovered this cool little glitch. Well, it's not really a glitch, it's how it works. When I place this observer down and it faces the right way, it keeps doing that. Because this one detected that it was placed, and this one detected that there is a block update. And it goes on forever and ever and ever and ever until we break it. That's pretty nifty to know. Of course, you can use that for, this is how I did my little moving mouth earlier. Because they're constantly, endlessly doing a little timer thing, which took forever to make. You had to create these super circuits to create this little thing where it's just pulsing back and forth. This is great innovation in 1.11. Okay, I have one more thing to show you. Give me a minute. I'll be right back. I didn't quite build it. I forgot to build it. Whoops. I should probably turn off all the redstone and stuff. It's getting a bit laggy. Let's see here. Off. 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 Okay. Now, for the final part, I'm going to show you how to create a really efficient lighting system. Okay, so I have for a tiny little wall of a house with a tiny little ceiling. And those are barriers that I'm using as the ceiling so you can see what's going on. Let me move this to the side. And if you ever need to know how to get a barrier, then you use this command. You hit tab until you find your username, barrier 1. You don't need the barrier in most cases, however, on certain server software that I use, I do, or else it gives me 64 of them, which I don't want. So I've gotten used to using that command. Okay, enough of my rambling. Okay, so we have our redstone lamp over here, and we want to create a little wall light switch. So what we need to do on the other side over here is we're going to place a redstone torch on the wall like that. It needs to look exactly like that. And then this is a perfect time to use a NOT gate if you're only building 2 levels up, like that. It goes in a NOT or an AND gate or whatever it is. I can't remember. It goes in that kind of format. So if you create 3 of these little layers, if your ceiling is up here, then flicking the switch down will turn the lights on. And the reverse will happen up here. Oh, actually, I was wrong about that. So, yeah, there you go. This light turns off, the other one turns on, which is great to have. And you can use this for a button to create something that lasts for a couple seconds. And oh yeah, barriers are your friend if you're doing redstone stuff. See? They're invisible, and you can't see the stuff underneath except for the particles. Okay, let's tear this apart and let me show you the next layer and how that works. Okay. Here we go. We'll have the light in the center this time, because that looks nice. Okay. Redstone torch up here. Here we go. And flicking the light off will turn that on. It's simple, easy, and it's great, and it's clean, and it's efficient, and it's just, you can do so much stuff with redstone. Let's put my stuff away now. And well, that's it. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you learned stuff from it. If you did, leave a like and stay on the channel, subscribe, and there will be more of these videos. Yay! In any case, I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye, everybody.